call this. Seriously? I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. I will fuck you up.
𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧 Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧 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 Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧 𝗵𝗂𝗄𝗧.
Welcome to the weekend live show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
𝗵𝗵 Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchard, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and then we're scooping up the
funny ass guy, man.
508.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing our toys. Boys, chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. What's up, people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your fearless host. My name is Aidan Kearney on Facebook. You may know me better as Clarence with Emerson. You can call me that. You can call me Uncle Turtleboy if you're an old school turtle rider, as they have been known to do. Also, I prefer doctor, if I'm being perfectly honest. That's how I'm addressed frequently now in public, and I I do appreciate that because I've earned the title. I have a PhD in renegade journalism. I invented that whole genre, actually, that course of study. So yeah. Anyway, or you can call me Daddy. Some people call me Daddy, and you know what? I'll allow it. I certainly won't require it. I understand that could be a little bit weird, but I will, in fact, allow it. Am I told that the turtle chat is not up there right now? Hold on. A note's up there. Turtle chat's up there. I don't know what people are talking about. Okay, cool. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We had the Halloween party last night, if you guys didn't see it. And by the way, if anyone wants their message read out loud to the class, you can click at the link at the top. That takes you to something called Turtle Chat. We don't have super chats around here. I had the wrong opinion about the vaccine mandate a few years ago, and YouTube decided that I am no longer allowed to take money from you on this platform. But that's okay, because those crooks take 30, 40% anyway, and we built our own, and we just get people to donate that way, and I keep the whole thing. So I like it more that way. Hold on one second. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. All right. Anyway, yeah, so you can see turtle chat or you can't see turtle chat. No, there's no turtle chat. What's linked to the top? I see it right at the top of the chat. Am I blind? Yeah, turtle chat's right there. You guys not see it? Can you guys see it? Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, if you guys missed it last night, we had a little Halloween party. Let's see. There's some good pictures of it. Hold on. All right, hold on. And Krusty Panties is really, she was triggered, I guess, by the Halloween party. Some of the shit she was posting last night, like triggered. Was not liking it. Was not liking the picture of me and Haley. And so I was yellow cottage fails, in case you guys missed it. You know, it's hard to, I wasn't willing to shave my head completely. So that makes it, let me find on the OnlyFans page. Hold on. Turtleboy OnlyFans. Turtleboy. There it is. Dude, the Giannetti costume last night, I'm going through some pictures right here. Let me bring them up. All right, so Giannetti, that was one of my favorite ones. Mike Giannetti showed up there. As soon as I saw it, I immediately knew. I'm like, oh, it's Giannetti. We got True Crime and some wine there, Lauren Murray. We had tons of Chloe costumes, and Jen McCabe's missing tooth was there. What else do we have here? Oh, this was It's Raining Men. I saw that. That was a good one. So there's Plevin. So I was Plevin. It's hard to pull off Plevin because it's like, okay, I wore this like cap and I don't really know how it didn't really work that well. Like I actually got a bald thing, but it didn't blend in with my skin. It looked like a do-rag. So I'm like, well, I can't wear that. So I did the cap thing and I guess it worked. It played, but I was considering bicking my head, like going all out. Like that would have been real dedication to the costume if I bicked my head, go full cone head, you know, maybe apply for a job with the state police after that. All right. But yeah. I gave it a shot, and it just, you know, I think I pulled it off okay. I think it was okay. And by the way, there were some cool people there last night, man. A lot of sold out. We sold out the whole thing in like less than a day. And thank you to the Malden Moose. Nice little venue that they got there. Yeah, we had a good time. Like there's a couple two people came in from Arizona, flew in from Arizona for the Halloween party. Shout out to them if they're watching right now. Also, shout out to and there was another woman there from Dallas. She was actually at the trial too, and I totally forgot her name. She was Jen McCabe. She had a Ratchet Madness sash champion award. I totally forgot her name. I've met her a couple times down at the trial outside, but she was there last night too. Who else? So there's just people from all over there. You know, a lot of people I've met before. A lot of people I've never met before. But yeah, y'all look great. It was a great time. We had fun. The drinks were flowing. We were responsible. Took an Uber home, you know, as everyone should. And yeah, but obviously, big thank you to Erica Walsh, who's kind of like the quarterback of this whole thing, put the whole thing together. You know, not the whole thing. Other people helped out. Obviously, there was a lot of people that helped out with this, but Erica was really like the quarterback of this whole thing, and you know, did a lot of the setup. Dina, I mean, I read the whole list last night. I had them all written down. If I say it again, I'm going to forget like one name, and that's going to be offensive to the one person I didn't say. So just thank you to everybody that showed up and helped out. So it was a really good time, and we raised a good amount of money for my legal defense fund and for Karen Reed's legal defense fund. We are going to split that. And yeah, so awesome. Because let me tell you, we need it. You know, I obviously need it because my legal defense is extremely expensive, but hers, it's not like the lawyers are not the expensive part of Karen Reed's defense. It's the experts and the cost of flying these people in and the hoops that they have to jump through, like on a whim. All of a sudden we need an expert in Texas, you know? So yeah, it sold out. There's about 200 people there, but you know, we had a great time. The costume contest winners, Wendy Murphy won. I don't know if I could find the Wendy Murphy costume if it's in here. Let's see if I can find her. There's Meredith. She was great as always. She was Kofen Doofus. I thought some people couldn't tell. I'm like, how is she? It's like so obvious. She's Kofen Doofus. She's got a shawl on and an FBI badge. Dedication of the costume right there, right? There's Brian Hale, photographer, excellent. Dina, let's see. Yeah, everyone. Jameson and Ginger, that was a good one. Jameson and Ginger. Bobby, always helping out. Really appreciate that. Fuck, I did not expect. So yeah, we had a great time. Great time had by all. The Wendy Murphy one though, was so good, and she put on some makeup. She just fucking looked like a Wendy Murphy. The ceiling fan was there. The Betterow, the Killer Bees were there. Somebody came with a Vermont shirt on and just a picture, a German Shepherd, mask. So it was a great time, man. It was a great time. We had fun. So thank you everybody for coming, and thank you to DJ Bob, who was fantastic, playing all the hits. And if I'm forgetting anyone, I apologize. There's so many people to go through, but we all had a good time. But all right, guys. Anyway, yeah. Again, let me just refresh Turtle Chats here to see if we got any. I can start us off with some. All right. Again, if you want to have your message read out loud, just click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $Uncle and do it that way. Okay, we got Brit Happens sends $5. And she says, looked like a blast last night. I have my Bev costume ready. Question, who is Michelle from the Celebrate Report who 𝗵𝗺cie had fired? You mentioned her with Brandi on your 13th juror interview, and she sounds like a hero to me. Much love from Florida, Brit. Yeah. You know, Michelle was a woman who didn't want to have her name out there, but unfortunately it became impossible not to. Like, we couldn't have gone forward with this motion without mentioning who she was. It just wasn't going to work with Jane Doe, because that's what we don't do Jane Doe around here. We do, like, you know, we come with receipts. Jane Doe just gives them a chance to deny, you know? So Michelle was an employee of the Stoughton District Court who sent someone a copy of a public affidavit that Jennifer McCabe and Chris Albert filed in court to try to get an order on me that failed. Again, these are public court documents anyone can get. She sent them to a friend, and the friend sent them to me without me asking them. I didn't even know this guy before he sent them to me. He volunteered to send them to me. And then I shared them, and they were humiliated by that, which caused them emotional harm. They claim like this is all they do. I'm experiencing emotional harm. They killed someone and they're experiencing emotional harm because people are upset about that, and people are talking and making fun of them, and they're saying they're experiencing emotional harm. I just can't. I mean, the only ones suffering any legitimate emotional harm are people on our side. Like that's it. No one on their side is actually suffering any sort of emotional harm. Like they done killed somebody. I don't give a fuck. They killed someone, right? They're murderers, right? And they're murderers because they won't sue me. I've been begging them to sue me if they're not, and they won't do it because they know that they can't prove that I'm lying. They can't do it. And if you think the ultimate response to defamation it's the truth. That's it. And some of these people like, poor Julie Carpenter, and people like her, they're posting on Twitter that, it's not an opinion to say that you think that Colin did it. You can definitely be sued for that. Oh, you can totally be sued for that. See, what Julie doesn't understand, and people like that don't understand, is that they're new here. So they're new to the whole I hate Turtleboy thing. They don't know who I am. And they haven't been around. Old school turtle riders know. I've been doing this for a decade now. All right. I've been sued more times than I can count. Ask your friend, Michael Gaffney. He sued me in 2018. Ask him how that one turned out. He said that I made him sad. He had the same argument that Chris Albert had. He should have said he was a witness. Right. And he probably could have been covered under the statute, but he's just not as smart, I guess, or as crafty as the McAlberts. And he probably could have had me arrested for witness intimidation if he just said he was experiencing emotional harm. But he tried suing me and he lost. Like big time. Like not even like it got dismissed in less than a year in summary judgment. The judge smacked him down. He lost, and then he appealed it, and he lost again. He had to say that I made him sad. Like it was awesome that I made him like fat. He said I made him fat. I made him gain weight. And like, it's just the most emasculating thing a man can do to another man is just what I did to Michael Gaffney and my attorney, Margaret Milliken, who just fucking destroyed him. Go back and read those articles. Like he just lost miserably, as badly as you can. And yet he's still like, to this day, is obsessed with me. Like that dude, he might be more obsessed with me than Krusty. He might have watched the videos, more times than anyone. That like he's done a play-by-play of them. He's like, oh, it's 45 seconds. And first, when he starts why is he beating it so hard? Why is his face red when he's doing it? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Why does it take 5 emojis to cover that thing up when we post it on Facebook? Oh my goodness gracious. He's watched it so like literally when that video came out, he posted like screenshots of me, like, obviously covered with lots of emojis because it took a whole lot of emojis to cover that one. And, he used to post it all the time on Facebook, like every single day. Dude was obsessed with me, obsessed. And he sued me like 6 or 7 years ago now because I used to support him. Right. I actually basically made him when I first started writing in 2000. This is a little Gaffney story. And if you guys don't know him, he's this Twitter troll that's like obsessed with me. And you're probably like, who is this dude? So I'll give you a brief little background on him. So in 2014, I started writing Turtleboy. And then I'm covering local Worcester stuff because I'm a Worcester guy. And Michael Gaffney is on the city council. There are 6 members of the city council. And, they go in order of votes. So like Michael Gaffney finished in 6th. He barely made it on. He had just gotten on the city council. No one really knew who he was, but I liked him because that was back during the BLM protests and riots. And Michael Gaffney is conservative like I am. And so we shared the same politics. And so I kind of promoted him a lot. And I made him so popular that in his own words, I can show you the screenshots. He's seen it. He knows what he said to me. That he said there would be no Michael Gaffney without Turtleboy. That's an exact quote from him. There would be no Michael Gaffney without Turtleboy. And because of me, right, I gave him the confidence to run for mayor. like kick it up a notch. And so in 2015, I endorsed his campaign for mayor of Worcester, and he was running against this guy named Joe Petty, who is like, you know, he can be mayor of Worcester as long as he wants, like and he probably will be. Like, I can't imagine Joe Petty doing anything else besides being the mayor of Worcester, and never gets challenged. No one ever comes close to him. The closest person who ever came to beating him was Michael Gaffney, and that was because of me. And I moved him from 6th to 2nd in the city council. He only lost to Joe Petty. And so he did lose, but because of me, he almost became the fucking mayor of Worcester. And then he went crazy. Like, the real Gaffney came out. He started a YouTube channel where he made these wicked cringe videos, all right, called Cheers Worcester. He would stand behind a bar, like in his house, and like make wine and cheese, like eat cheese and drink wine, and just act real snarky and sarcastic towards other city councilors. Like this one city councilor, 𝗬𝗃, I called her 𝗵𝗃𝗃 because I got a voicemail of her calling her sister and leaving her sister sent me this voicemail that she left her in which she calls her 𝗵𝗃𝗃. So we call it 𝗵𝗃𝗃. But Gaffney would go on and I would make fun of 𝗵𝗃𝗃, and Gaffney would try to do the same shit. Like, he tried to be Turtleboy so bad. It was so cringe. Like, the guy he's awkward socially. He's just a weirdo. And I'm like, he kept making headlines for all the wrong reasons. And in 2017, he's running for city council again. And it appears as if he's going to lose this time. So he quits, with 3 weeks to go. And then, but his name's still on the ballot. And so he's like, I'm moving to Florida for greater opportunities. Okay. Yeah. But he goes, vote for me anyway, and we'll still fly back every weekend, and I'll sit on the city council meetings. Okay. So the election comes around, and before the election, I write a blog saying, I don't endorse this guy anymore. Get me off this ride. I'm done with Gaffney. I no longer support him. He's a weirdo. He's not the same guy. Done with him. He ends up getting dead last. He finishes in last place. Like, go look at the election results from 2017. Dead last. All right. And after that, he sued me because he said my blog, in which I didn't endorse him, was defamatory and was the reason he lost the election. Last place in the election. And ultimately, he lost. He kept flying. He did move to Florida. And he would fly back to Uxbridge like once a month to go to these hearings with me and try to sue me. And it was fucking hilarious. You bring in more paperwork than Lally. And when you see the dude in person, like, he's fucking nuts. Like, as you can imagine, he's fucking insane, this dude. And just obsessed with me. Like, take a look at his Twitter. The whole thing, every day for the last 7 years, is about me. His entire Twitter. And most of you are probably like, who the fuck is Mike Gaffney? Like, most of you watching this right now, you're like, because I don't really talk about him at all. Like, I don't post it. Like, but they post about me. And that's how you know you're winning and you matter and they don't, because they're talking about you all the time. They can't keep your name out of their mouths, but you don't give a fuck about them. You don't talk about them because they ain't no one. They're no one. And then they latch, you start writing, and they're all like this. Krusty, they're all the same way. They see whatever story I'm writing, they're going to take the opposite opinion. And they're never going to go away. The Gaffneys and the Krusty Panties, they have like psychological issues. They're never going to go away. They'll never stop, ever. Some might move on with their lives. Once the Karen Reed trial is over, I think, people like the Plevins of the world, I think they'll move on to other shit. They're not just going to be obsessed with me forever. They're Plevins of the world. Their only interest in me is the Karen Reed trial and like my coverage of that. They don't like that. And my, real tough journalism and activism when it comes to the McAlberts and the Commonwealth. Well, but a couple of, there will be some new ones. Like Kim Fair is another one. She's not going anywhere. Like, she's been around for years because I wrote about her once. I think it's safe to say that the fake victim is probably going to be around for a bit too, right? Some of these people are just not going to go away. Like, but others will eventually move on once we go on to the next thing because they'll get back to true crime or whatever, and that's it. But maybe some of them will stick around. I don't know. We'll see. But okay. Oh, I think somebody just sent me the. I don't know how I went off on that rant. Let me see it. Oh yeah. I got it here. Trying to get it. All right. This is I got Wendy. I got the Wendy costume if you guys want to see it. It looked just like Wendy. It was so good. There it is. She's a Duke lacrosse truther. She's like the Duke lacrosse rape hoax, one of the greatest hoaxes of all time. That she's largely responsible for spreading that in 2000, and I think it was like 6, or I don't even know what year that happened. Like probably 20 years ago, and it's gone down as one of the great hoaxes of all times. And 3 innocent young men had their lives ruined temporarily by a made-up rape claim. The whole thing was a lie. The district attorney's office went along with it, went after them, prosecuted them, and people like Wendy Murphy were in the media spreading this lie for them, just spreading this lie for them. And most people are so embarrassed about it because the district attorney ended up going to jail, Mike Nifong, for Brady violations. Withheld evidence that he knew they were innocent, and he specifically didn't say anything. And everybody knows it's a hoax now. And I didn't think anyone still supported this, but Wendy Murphy does. Wendy Murphy does. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me just stop there. Oh, back to the turtle chats here. Kelly sends $10 and goes, "What's up, doctor?" Oh, and somebody's in the Brandi Love thing, by the way. Not Brandi Love. That's I wish Brandi Love. No, the Brandi Churchwell thing. The Brandi Churchwell thing. That if you guys haven't seen that, I did an interview with Brandi 2 nights ago on her channel. Go check it out. The 13th Juror. I didn't know what to expect going into that. I just thought like she wanted to talk about the better letter, so let's do it. But the whole thing was about like my personal life, and so I talked about a lot of shit that I've never talked about before. It was very therapeutic, and a lot of people watched it, and a lot of people I've gotten so many messages about that. It's gotten rave reviews. So she did a great job, I think, interviewing me, just asking me tough questions, but also letting me talk. So I think a lot of people appreciated that. And so go check it out if you haven't seen it already. But, okay. Anyway, back to this turtle chat I was reading here. Kelly sends, Kelly sends $10 and goes, "What's up, doctor? All I need is live updates on game 2. Go Dodgers. Freddie Freeman brought it home last night." Yeah, there's very few teams that I would root for. It would take a lot for me to root for the Dodgers because they're like, they spend so much money and they're good every year. And LA, like, who wants them to win? But I can't see the Yankees win. I don't even really follow baseball that much anymore, but I still want the Yankees to lose because fuck the Yankees. And I mean, I'm jealous, obviously, of the Yankees. They have 27 championships. Nobody comes close to that in any sport. I think Montreal Canadiens are probably second, but I mean, the Yankees haven't won since 2009, dude. That's a long time for them. A long time. Like the Yankees would win all the time. The Yankees won 4 and 5 years. I fucking hated the Yankees so much. And now we've won 4 championships this century and the Yankees have run 1. So there's that. Because 2000 is last century, just to be clear. Okay. Anyway, Brittany sends $15 and says, "Hi, Turtleboy. Are you going to respond to the Todd Grande video? As someone who has watched him before, I was disappointed. Also, has Cosgrove responded to any of the better letters?" Let me answer your second question there first. Cosgrove has not responded to any of the better letters. I didn't think he would. And that's fine. So the better letters were a professional courtesy to the Commonwealth to let them know, to let this special prosecutor know the shenanigans that occurred before he took on this case, because he didn't come on till like May or June of 2024 on this case. And we are under the assumption he knows nothing. He didn't know about any of this corruption, any of the setup. So we were obligated, of course, to let him know about that. All right. So that's part 2 of your question. Part 1 was, are you going to respond to the Todd Grande video? I tried watching him on Turtle Club and I quit halfway through. It was just too boring. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't listen to that guy. So my response to him is, what a fucking idiot. That's my response to anyone who thinks Karen Reed is guilty. Like anyone. Like I won't even waste my time on people. It's like, no, you're a fucking idiot. You're obviously not looking at the facts or evidence or anything like that. I've never seen it's just so fucking obvious that Karen Reed is clearly innocent. That's why so many people are part of this movement. Not because I'm a cult leader or I can, I can trick all you people into believing me. No, people have joined this movement because it's so obvious, so obvious that Karen Reed is in fact innocent. And therefore the McAlberts are in fact guilty, because it has to be one or the other. There's nowhere else. And that's it. So, okay. So thank you for that one. Mike and Kelly Walsh. Oh yes. Thank you. She was, they said great time last night. Everyone did an amazing job. How long did your fake mustache last? And Mike and Kelly, helped a lot as well. So I thank them for that. My mustache lasted about 10 minutes. It was just, it kept getting wet. That's what she said. And, that it just would, I'm like, I just abandoned ship, after a bit. So anyway, that's that. Let's see. Cheryl sends $25 and says, damn it, Turtle Boy. Now I like you. I got sucked into the cult. They FKR trial, but the 13th juror changed everything. You got my full support. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad. I'm telling you, if you guys haven't listened to Brandi's interview with me, I talk about stuff on the interview that I've never talked about before. I've never talked about any of that stuff before. So, a lot of people don't like, the legal stuff that led to me getting to where I was, but I haven't really gotten to some of the personal stuff. Cause and it's gossip in a way, a lot of this stuff. That's like a video has been shared. Like for one example, a video was shared of me, in the middle of a panic attack, right? Like what I would call a mental health crisis. And that was shared on social media. And it sucks having that shared, like this horrible moment in your life shared. And it's being presented in one way, claiming that I'm, pretending to be suicidal and all this shit. And it's like, in order to tell the truth, it requires telling the whole backstory. And when you hear the whole backstory, you're like, I can't believe you didn't jump in front of a truck. Like, that's fucking crazy. The shit that you were dealing with at that time, like how your head didn't explode. I don't know. So again, go check out that if you haven't. It's gotten I've heard a lot of feedback like that. So go check it out. Thank you. Allison sends 50 big ones and says, you have true courageous heart to aspire to. Thank you. And please thank Mark Betterow for being fantastic. Yes, very much so. I mean, the only downside of having Mark Betterow as my attorney is I don't really have him on the show. And so also with no trial on, remember we used to get Betterow every day on the Young Jerks, and then I'm going on various other shit. Like he was like the draw, whatever show he was on would get more views than my show. Like he would kill it. He killed it because he's so smart and he just gets it. He gets it. Because there's a lot of law tubers out there, but I've never heard anyone break it down, as effectively as Mark. I mean, Melanie Little's great. Emily Baker was great. Lawyer, was very good. Andrea Burkhart's good. Of course, Runkle was very good. A lot of law tubers had really good coverage of it, but I don't know. I just didn't find anyone as concise and just sharp as Mark Betterow. So great to hear that. So thank you. And she says, do you think they have the new attorney more to defend the crap Alberts than prosecute Karen Reed. I think they have Hank Brennan because Adam Lally was such an abject disaster that they wanted an attorney that actually is worth money, which is why I don't believe they're going to stop at whatever, $75,000. They're going to pay him much more than that when it's all said and done. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. So yeah, but I also think they have him on too because he's so critical of the federal government. During the 𝗬𝗍𝗍𝗺 trial, he was like, he's just anti-Fed. And this Michael Morrissey views the Karen Reed case not as him versus Karen Reed, but as him versus Josh Levy. All right. And we're all rooting for Josh Levy, aren't we, folks? We're all rooting for Josh Levy. Okay. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So we got some good stuff we're going to get to tonight after I finish reading some of these turtle chats. Okay. This is from Ellen the other night. She said, thank you for living the Cassandra curse. I don't know what that is, but some of us are not affected by the curse, and we hear you loud and clear all over the world. Thank you for independent journalism. The world really needs it. Ellen from Denmark. Denmark, dude. Dude, the movement grows by the day. By the day. Do you understand this? Like, if you think this movement's dying out, it's like, holy shit. Look, every day. I mean, bro, people flew in from around the world to be outside of the courthouse. Like millions and millions of people know Karen Reed. Wherever I go, now I get recognized. I cannot go to the grocery store. I can't go out to dinner. Nothing. And I appreciate that. I'm not trying to brag. I'm telling you that it's an anecdotal thing, but I'm telling you that because I've become the face of Free Karen Reed thing. That's how popular Karen Reed is. And I guess I'm like, the face of that. So it is doing nothing but growing, and it's great to see. Okay. All right. And I guess this is what the Cassandra curse is, a metaphor that refers to a situation where someone has the ability to predict the future, but no one believes them. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Let me just refresh that real quick. BLT sends $5 and says, that was a great podcast with Brandi, Turtleboy. I've never seen anyone act so true to themselves without me personally knowing them, if that makes sense. It does. It does. Respect. Thank you very much, BLT. Lisa sends $10, goes, hi, Dr. Turtleboy. Was Closet Baby there last night? Also, can you remind us what Plevin is known for? There was one person dressed as a Closet Baby last night, and they were free. So that was good to see. We have freed the Closet Baby. But what's Plevin known for? I mean, he's not known for anything at all because no one gives a shit about Plevin. Like, and that's the funniest part about Plevin is that nobody knows who he is outside of like there's probably 5% of people who follow this case know who Plevin is, just because if you're into the drama aspect of the Karen Reed case and the online back and forth on Twitter, then you might know who he is. But he's a very low rated former bartender from Worcester who he made a bunch of videos early on kissing my ass. They all did. The TikTok lady did. Note my objection. She sent me emails. She sent us messages on Instagram. I didn't actually talk to her. I have people that do that. Kissing my ass, telling me how great my journalism was. Plevin did the same thing, right? Actually, you know who else did? The boundless millennial guy, the homosexual guy from Florida, that guy. You know what that guy I'm talking? Matt Doherty is his name. And Matt Doherty, as it turns out, he flipped. He believed Karen Reed was guilty once he realized he was on the same side as me, because there's this thing called turtle boycott that I showed. Check this out. I think I showed this on Turtle Club one time. So they started this boycott years ago called one of the many attempts to silence me, right? And it was like they wrote this whole thing about why I should be stopped and blah, blah, blah. It's just, they've been literally trying to do this for years. And I noticed that there he is, Matthew Doherty. Turtleboy is 5 years ago. He wrote, Turtleboy is a horrible, hateful site. So this guy, that's the, like, it all made sense when I saw this. I'm like, that's why he flipped. Because if you watch some of his early videos, he was team Karen Reed is innocent. Right. And then all of a sudden that switched. What's this? Do I need to share that? Okay. Admin in the background. Just let me know what I'm supposed to do with that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. How funny is that though? How funny is that though? That this guy, when I found this, I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Anyway, back to Plevin. He's just this guy. So he kissed, said some good things about me early on, blah, blah, blah. I even had him on my show. I humored him. And it's pretty obvious from what he was saying that he knew Karen Reed was innocent and set up and that this was all a frame job. But he wouldn't go so far to just come out and say it. He did the whole, like, I don't know where we stand. I don't know. Is there a conspiracy or not? Like, bro, Kevin. And I said, you got to stop riding the fence, dude. Like, nobody come on, just get off the fence, dude. Just say it. Karen's innocent. Stop it. And then he magically transformed into, actually, if you use logic and look at the facts, it's undeniable that Karen Reed is guilty. And not only is Karen Reed guilty, but Aidan knows she's guilty because the lying fake victim told me that he said this to her one time. And that's now it makes it a fact because everything I hear, he just basically gets fed lies by the McAlberts and repeats them on his very low rated YouTube stream that very few people watch at all. So, okay. Oh yeah. And by the way, we're doing another popcorn thing. Let me share a link for it now from my guy, Paul. I always promote Paul. Paul does so much for the standouts. We are doing these are great fundraisers for Karen Reed and the movement. Let me just read this. The popcorn wars have reignited with a new supplier to raise money for Karen Reed's defense fund, and the competition's fierce. So that's why I'm supporting Paul Cristoforo, because Alan Jackson, and I have nothing against Nick Rocco, but he's supporting Nick Rocco. So I see this as a competition. I'm supporting Paul Cristoforo, and I'm going to post it right there, link to his store in the comments. If you'd like to buy popcorn off of him, boom. Right there, you can get it. It's a great, easy fund. 50% of all sales go directly to the Karen Reed Legal Defense Fund. Yeah. All right, cool. So there we go. It'll be pinned in the live chat after the show. But for now, Turtle Chat's pinned up there. So let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Katrina sends $25 and goes, hey, Doc, please help me understand why there hasn't been more discussion about the blood flow and vomit on John's shirt. If Trooper Paul is to be believed, John was knocked backwards and hit his head on the frozen ground. What I don't get is blood was visible from his neck to waist, meaning John was upright long enough for the blood to flow downward. Exactly. I watched the trial from day one and been hooked ever since, but I still can't get why this wasn't a bigger deal at trial. Anyway, love from Sydney, Australia. Turtle-roo. Prayers for John, Karen, and of course you, Doc. May you all get the justice you deserved. Yeah. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. But as for your question, hold on. As for your question, I think that they definitely need to hit that harder in trial too. How does vomit get on boxer shorts like that? Explain that to me. How does vomit get on boxer shorts if he just was lying in the snow? Tell me that. Where's all the blood? Where's all the blood? He should have lost liters of blood. Should he not have? And I think the biggest question is, how was he alive when the first responders got there? He would be dead. Like if you were out there for 5.5 hours in 18-degree weather getting, and it's snowing, you're not going to live for 5.5 hours. Are you crazy? No fucking way. Bleeding out like that? No way. 3.5 liters of blood. Oh, that's how much blood he lost. And it's literally way below freezing. And he survived for 5.5 hours. Come on, bro. I don't know. I see a bunch of people say 3.5 liters. I don't know. If it is, I don't know. We'll see. Where that was reported, I don't know. That's what people are saying in the chat. Okay. All right. Do I ask this one? Yeah, let me read some cash apps, and then we'll get started with what I'm going to talk about here. We have here, let's see. Laura sends $10 and goes, love to know, how did you meet Meredith? Well, I knew her before, but we were friendly. I didn't know her well or anything like that. I think the first time she ever messaged me was like 3 years ago about the, what the hell was that? It was the Monica Cannon Grant story with Michaela Miller, the girl who committed suicide in Hopkinton, black girl, who they wrongly claimed was lynched. Like it's the reverse of Sandra Birchmore. She actually killed herself, and they wanted to turn it into a murder that she was lynched by 5 racist white teenagers. The whole thing was a hoax and a lie. So anyway, Meredith sent me something about that like 3 years ago, some comment or whatever. And then she wasn't like a huge follower or anything like that. So it's not like some fangirl or anything like that. Then during the Karen Reed thing, she became involved in the movement, as we call it. And I kind of explained that in the Brandi podcast. So why don't you go give that a listen? But again, we were friendly. I didn't even know her that well. Like I'd never talked to her on the phone or anything like that. But go listen to that. I kind of explained the whole thing in the Brandi interview. It's very romantic. It's very romantic. So go give it a listen. Okay. So thank you to that one, Laura. Aaron sends $10 and goes, to Donna and Mike, Fall River accent, no ass. Okay. Glad to hear. Kimberly sends $5 and says, was anyone Hot Pocket Beth? No, I don't think anyone was. No one was Hot Pocket Beth, or Mega Beth, as they call her. Sorry. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. If anyone else wants to donate anything, you can click for the link at the top. Donate whatever money or give whatever amount of money you want, and I will read your message out loud to the class like that. So I got a little surprise here that I want to get into now. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. So I was made aware a third party who knows one of the jurors reached out to me and said that Plevin has been intimidating a juror. All right. And I made allusions to it kind of last week, and this prompted him to respond, I guess, because he knew that I knew. And let's just look at the emails. I got a copy of the emails. Hold on. Okay. All right. Let me pull this one up then. Give me 1 sec. I just got to be very careful here because this is sensitive information. And there's dangerous people out there, and we don't want them up to any shenanigans like that. All right. I think I got it all. Okay, cool. All right. So Kevin goes and sends the following. How he got this juror's name or information is a mystery. I have my theories, but how he got their email is a totally different can of worms. But I also have my theories on that as well. Let's share this first email, shall we? All right. So, all right. This is the email Plevin sends. He goes, you might know of my channel. Okay, so he starts off right there. You might know of my channel. Plevin, I assure you, she doesn't. Okay. She doesn't know of your channel. Okay. Nobody knows of your channel, dude. Nobody. And because we don't agree on the case, how does he know what this person's opinion on the case was at all? How does he know the opinion of a juror that he never spoke to? He never interviewed. Who was telling him this information? How does he know? And because we don't agree on the case, you probably are not the biggest fan. No, dude. No, she's not a fan of you. She's not a hater of you. She's never heard of you. No one has. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Like literally no one at all. I understand if you followed me back in the summer of 2023. She didn't. You know, my opinions on things evolved. The self-importance of this guy evolved. Like nobody cares about your opinions, Kevin. You're not what? Evidence has more time to test the logic, but I've always tried to be fair and open to evidence while I, ignore evidence constantly, but he's very open to it. I always try to put all of my cards on the table. I am doing a book on the case with a November 15th deadline with the publisher. Okay. No, you're not. God knows who your publisher is, Plevin. Nobody's going to read your book. Nobody's going to buy your book. You're nothing. You're absolutely nothing. You're no one. Okay. And the self-importance here is as well. I know some of your story, and I plan to include a small part of it in the book. I know some of your story. In other words, Plevin is getting information from the McAlberts or the Commonwealth or somebody in that universe, right? State police, who knows? And he got this juror's information because whoever that person is knows or is telling Plevin that this person is a Karen Reed supporter or a Karen Reed not guilty voter. And, that, and instead of notice what he doesn't do here. Notice what he doesn't say. I've heard things about your story. Some people have told me about your story, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. And I want to see if any of these things are true or if you have comment on it. Like that's what he would say if he was, seeking truth. But instead he says, I know some of your story because people who don't like Karen Reed told him this stuff about her. And he knows it. Like he just takes anything they say, he will take as gospel. Anything. The guy that wants to pretend that he's like Mr. I ask questions and no one else is asking questions and stand up to the mob. He's literally a tool of the McAlberts. That's all he is. So, and completely delusional. I know some of your story, and I plan to include a small part of it in the book. AKA, I'm going to write about you if you don't play ball. This is a threat. He's quite clearly implying threats here. And then he goes on to say, I will protect your anonymity. I think all the jurors should be protected and I don't think the list should ever be made public. You jurors suffered a lot as it is and made a huge sacrifice. If you'd like to talk to me, I'd welcome it. If not, I completely understand. And please be assured, I won't ever bother you again. Spoiler alert, he lies about that. He has bothered her again. I will endeavor to write things in the book in a way which won't risk your exposure or make you uncomfortable in any way. Kevin, if you wrote a book and you didn't reach out to her, she'd have no idea you wrote a fucking book. No one would, because no one would read your book. Thank you. So we're going to give Plevin a call right now. See what he's up to. Since he likes to list his... I might get some static here.
Hi, this is Kevin. Thank you for calling. Please leave a message.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Plevin. This is award-winning journalist Turtleboy calling. I would like to speak to you, if you could, about the threatening email that you sent a juror in this case. And I'm just curious, why you're doing this. Do you think that anyone's going to read your book? You said in the email that you were going to, that you knew about this person. Who told you about this person? That's what I'd like to know. Who are your sources? Have you verified anything that they've said? And because I know that you seek truth, we'd like to get to the bottom of this with you, Kevin. And you might have seen last night I dressed as you for Halloween. I actually got that. I actually made that shirt myself. So $0 went to you for that. Just thought I'd let you know about that. So I stole your brand and I used it and I gave you nothing in return because you're worth nothing. And yeah, man, give me a call if you ever want to come back on the show and talk about this. You could talk about how you're threatening and intimidating jurors. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Bye. See if he calls back. All right. Hold on. All right. Okay. Hold on. I'm just putting out a small fire here. Okay, we're good. All right. Let me so that's not the last time he emailed this juror. So he's not done threatening them. Let me see if I got this part. Okay, that's not that one. Okay. All right. So let's see this email. It's got a second email here. Is this the one? All right. So he says, I don't think I want to get into a whole detail. And then he says the juror's name. He does this in every email, by the way. He puts her name. It's like this constant reminder that I know your name. Like it's weird how he does this. Like it's a dick. It's a dick move to do that. Constantly saying this juror's name. Now, as you know, I know the name of the foreman. I've known it for quite some time. I never once sent him a creepy email like this. I found him on Facebook. I wrote him actually a very professional message. Before I even knew how he deliberated, I was just curious to learn about the process. And I sent him a nice, very professional email that sounded nothing like this. But look at this one. So he says, I don't think I want to get into a whole lot of detail, juror. My objective is to tell what needs to be told and no more. But some of this needs to be told. Needs to be told. Who is Plevin to decide what needs to be told? Just imagine the shock and horror that these people would pretend to have if I ever wrote an email like this to the foreman. If I ever did. And that I said, you know what needs to be told? The truth needs to be told about you, sir. And your past. We need to dig up everything on you and put it out there. It needs to be told. They'd be like, oh, Turtleboy's. I would be in jail tomorrow for witness intimidation. It would be guaranteed. But he goes, who is he to decide what needs to be told? Clearly, Plevin has been told something about this juror. What that is, we don't know. It came from the McAlberts. You can be assured of that. It's unverified. You can be assured of that. The verification is the McAlberts told me. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, he's heard it from the McAlberts. And so it's very obvious what's happened here. The McAlberts have leaked the name of a juror or doesn't have to be just, when I say the McAlberts, that encompasses, of course, like it's people in the district attorney's office, the state police. They all saw these people. It's a small world. Paul O'Keefe sat there and stared at the jury directly at them for 10 weeks. It's a small world, Norfolk County. And like I said, there's 28 towns in Norfolk County, but people are from like 5 of them. All right. The Route 1 up and down corridor right there. Nobody's ever from Bellingham or Franklin or Medway or Cohasset or Avon or Holbrook or Millis or Norfolk or Rentham or Plainville. No one's ever from those towns. They're all always from the same towns. They're always from Stoughton or Canton or Walpole or, Westwood or Norwood or Dedham or Quincy. It's like up and down. Those are or Braintree sometimes Braintree. Never Brookline, never Wellesley. Never. I hardly ever see any Miltons or Randolphs. It's always those fucking towns. It's the same towns. Weymouth is a regular too. There's a lot of Weymouths. But anyway, so it's quite likely that, the jurors are all from Norfolk County. The McAlberts are all from Norfolk County. So they're sitting in that courtroom every day and staring at one of them. They see all their faces. Brian Albert sat on that stand for 2 days. Brian Albert's a cop, a Boston cop who knows a lot of people, right? Brian Higgins probably knows a lot of people. Every state trooper that got up there knows a lot of people. They're all from Norfolk County. They get to see these jurors. If any of them recognized any of those jurors, you best believe they went home and talked about it. And as you know, from my tweeting during the trial, right? I made observations about jurors' behavior. A lot of people did. And so Paul O'Keefe and the McAlberts could see those faces and other behaviors from the jurors as well. And if any of them recognized one of them, right? And found out that, man, that chick looks familiar. Where have I seen her before? I even had one of those moments with one of the jurors, one of the guy jurors. Like I had that, this deja vu thing with one of these jurors the whole time. I was just looking at him and I'm like, I've seen that fucking face before a million times. Where have I seen that face before? And I'm sure one of the McAlberts did as well. Had some sort of like, where have I seen that face before? It's a small county, right? They're going to see each other. So it's very plausible that this is how and then afterwards they start racking their brains like, oh yeah, wasn't that guy with, what's her name one time? Or, didn't they go out for a ham sandwich? I don't know. A meal of food. Didn't I see them out one time? Oh yeah. Who knows? And now Plevin's got their identity because they've obviously been spoon-fed that. And if this juror was pro Karen Reed, which they probably were because every single juror voted to acquit Karen Reed of murder. Every single one of them. So they all by default had to be pro Karen Reed to some extent, right? All of them. Oh, yes. That was the Dallas chick. That Lindsay, that's her name. Lindsay Gold. She was Jen McCabe, the Ratchet Queen. Awesome. There we go. Okay. But he goes on. Let's read the rest of Plevin's email here. He goes, but some of this needs to be told. The objective is not to sell books. We know that, Plevin. You're not going to sell any anyway. But we have another trial coming up. I repeat, we have another trial coming up. Not there is another trial coming up. We have another trial coming up. Who the hell is we? Who's we? You and who, Kevin? We? Are you part of the Commonwealth? Are you part of the state police, Kevin? Is that what you're saying? Who is we? I have never once said, oh, we have another trial, Sure thing, Plev. Goes on to say, and there are questions as to how you got on the jury in the first place. Questions from who? So it's obvious right now, just from reading this, Plevin is accusing this juror of being a plant. That's obviously what he's doing here. And he tweeted something out about this in August, because I looked it up. Let me see if I can find his tweet on this. Go on. Let's see. See, Plevin knew this was coming. He's posted 48 minutes ago. He posted the email I showed you, but he didn't post this one. I noticed he didn't post this one. Let's find this August. Okay. He goes, I have the details on this juror. So Jess Machado tweeted out on August 8th, there was no other juror that demonstrated so clearly that she believed Karen was innocent more than this juror. There was no other juror I was more attracted to observing than this juror. I most often tweeted about them because of the way they reacted to testimony. In retrospect, did my observations of this juror inadvertently make her a target? I'm going to jump on here tomorrow morning and host a Spaces event to talk more about this. So Jess Machado tweets that on the 8th, August 8th. Plevin replies to it and says, I have the details on this juror. For confidentiality reasons, I have kept quiet. But she should never have been a juror. So now we know that Plevin, whatever he knows about her, is what he heard from the McAlberts. He hasn't verified any of this stuff. He just gets fed lies, and he's just like, I know it's a fact because I seek truth and I believe everything the McAlberts tell me. And that's what I mean by that. It's just logic, duh. But she should never have been a juror. Who is he to decide that? And what specifically has she lied about, and what can he prove? So basically what it sounds like is he says he's not going to dox this juror. Then how is he going to prove anything? If he doesn't say the name of who this person is, which God forbid he doesn't do, because that would be a low move. If he does do that, if he doesn't say this juror's name, then how is he going to back up anything he says? How is he going to prove that this juror should never have been a juror? How is he going to prove that there are questions about how this juror got on the jury in the first place? What questions? This is a clear implication based on this previous tweet and this email that he believes, that he knows is a fact, that this juror lied to get on the jury, that they were a plant. That's what he's getting at here. Considering the passionate beliefs you seem to hold before being impaneled, how the fuck would he know passionate beliefs that this juror held before being impaneled? Okay. How would he know that? He's never talked to this person before. What does he know? How is he pretending to know this stuff? Yeah. Okay. So, we'll see. Did you tell the complete truth on the jury form? Now, he did a little, I saw on YouTube that, obviously I don't watch Yellow Cottage fails, especially when I'm at a Halloween party. But, right before the show tonight, I saw that somebody had tweeted out that he talked about this. So I'm like, where did he actually talked about this? So I guess he talked about it last night. And I never share Plevin, because he's not, he's beneath me. Obviously he's got no, fans, views, anything like that. But he talks about this, and standing against the This guy's 55 years old and lives in his parents' attic. Okay. He's pretended to have terminal cancer for about 6 years now. Spoiler alert, he doesn't have terminal cancer. He's not dying. He raised money off of this because he was pretending to be dying, but he wasn't dying. He was never dying. It was all a lie. And the kind of person that can lie about having terminal cancer is capable of lying about anything, right? So let me play Plevin from last night,
so you can see it. I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to show it because I'm always afraid something will. Yeah, I don't want to accidentally put something on the screen that I shouldn't. But let me just read what I sent her. I'm not going to say her name.
Oh,
some of this stuff has already been talked about. This is the dismissed juror, the last one that was dismissed, who is a turtle rider, who was a turtle rider and should never have been on this jury.
Who is a turtle rider and should never have been on this jury. How does he know that she is a turtle rider? What does that mean? Because every single juror was asked during the voir dire, like, do you know Turtleboy is? A lot of them said yes, and some people who said yes were allowed on the jury. It wasn't like a disqualifying thing. You just can't get up there and be like, oh yeah, I love Daddy. Like, if you said that, you're not getting on. Yeah, you're not getting on. If you called me Daddy, you're not getting on the jury. And so, but Kevin baselessly believes that this person was a turtle rider beforehand. Okay.
Never. And this is important. This needs to be out because
these
people are the enemies of justice. They're the enemies of.
It needs to be out. Listen to what he just said. He just called this woman, a juror who sacrificed 10 weeks of her life, an enemy of justice. Think of the language he's using. That is an incitement to violence right there. That is enemy, like that's like Hitler-esque talk. Enemy of justice.
Who is a turtle rider, who was a turtle rider and should never have been on this jury. Never. And this is important. This needs to be out because these people are the enemies of justice. They're the enemies of truth. And if this person gets on a jury, there's no way you can have a fair trial.
Enemies of, so the trial wasn't fair, he says, because this juror was on it. She's the enemy of justice. Like, think of that. People complain about, oh, Trump uses incendiary language. Like, what about this guy? Enemy of justice. Enemy of justice, he said. Seriously. Look at his face. Just look how angry he is. That is the face of a guy who is so mad that nobody watches his show. Just look how dark it is in there. Look at how he lives. Like, why is that a kerosene lamp? What is that thing right there? Why is there so much wicker? Why is there a wicker? What even is this? Organizer? What is this? Like, what? Look at the wood paneling. Look at this house. This is exact. Look at how this man lives. Okay. In his parents' attic. Look at this guy. He's so mad. That's the face you make right there when no one is listening to you and you're mad about it. You're like, nobody's mad about me. I'm standing against them. Nobody's listening to me except Krusty panties. And I'm really mad about it because the turtle, everybody likes Turtleboy. And he's got fans and all these people and nobody's buying my book. So I'm just going to intimidate some jurors. Okay. So I guess he's saying now this juror was dismissed. How would he know that? If that's true. How would he know that? Because I don't even see that in the email. This is something he's adding now about dismissed.
All right. So I said, you might know my channel because we don't agree on the case because she's a turtle rider. You probably are not the biggest fan of me. I get it. If you follow me back in the summer of 2023, you know my opinion on things evolved as I got more evidence and had more time to test the logic. But I've always tried hard to be fair and open to evidence. I said, I always try to put all my cards on the table, and I'm going to do so here. I am doing a book on the case, and I have a deadline coming up. I know some of your story. Truth is, I know a lot of it. And I plan to include a small part of it in the book. I will protect your anonymity. And I'm going to. I'm not going to reveal her name in the book or anywhere. I'm not going to send it to anybody. I said, I think all of the jurors should be protected. And I don't think the list should ever be made public. And that's the truth. I do not think that list should ever be made public. You jurors suffered a lot, and you made a huge sacrifice. And thank you. I said, if you'd like to talk to me, I'd welcome it. If not, I completely understand. And please be assured I won't ever bother you again. I will endeavor to write things in the book in a way which won't risk your exposure or make you uncomfortable in any way. Thank you for your service to the jury. And okay. She did get back to me, but not with any information, just alarmed and horrified that I reached out to her. And I'm pretty sure what happened next was she reached out to Turtle, who she's been in communication with at least since August, probably a lot earlier.
Says who, Plevin? How do you know I've been in contact with this juror? Probably a lot earlier. I assure you that I have never, besides the 2 juror interviews that I did, I never spoke to a juror until I interviewed 2 for the stories I wrote. That's it. Because they trusted me and they felt safe with me. They don't feel safe with people like you. That's why they didn't reach out to you. And so I did have 2 jurors reach out to me and I interviewed them, but nobody ever spoke with me prior to the trial. I didn't know any of these people. There was one guy on there, one male who I looked at and I'm like, that's, you know, those faces of people like, I seen that motherfucker. Who the fuck is that guy? I've seen him somewhere. I could have sworn I've seen that guy somewhere. That guy. And, you know, so, anyway, back to this. Let's get back to this.
What we need to find out is if that communication took place during the trial. I'm going to lay that at more than 50-50 that it did. Did it take place?
Okay, so he's going to lay it out at 50-50 that we spoke during the trial. Because we just make shit up now. We're just making shit up. I believe he was speaking. The guy that seeks truth and facts and all this is just going off a hunch. Just going off a hunch. Again, listen to this.
Before she's been to the jury and okay. She did get back to me, but not with any information, just alarmed and horrified that I reached out to her. And I'm pretty sure what happened next was she reached out to Turtle, who she's been in communication with.
He's sure she reached out to me. How does she know? How does he know? How? A third party sent me these emails. Plevin. I got a shitload of sources. I network. If this juror reaches out to a friend and then that friend's like, dude, you got to see what Plevin's doing. You got to see this. And I haven't shared these emails. Plevin did. So now that Plevin's put them in the public domain, I guess I can too. But he just immediately assumes this juror, not only did this juror, he thinks, send me these emails, but also has known me the whole time and was a plant. Okay.
At least since August, probably a lot earlier. Now, we need to find out is if that communication took place during the trial.
We need to.
I'm going to lay that at more than 50-50 that it did.
Okay.
Did it take place before the trial? Pretty good chance of that, too. This was a person who went into the trial as a total writer. It's not like she became a total writer in the middle of the trial. That's crazy. She never should have been on the trial. So, and the crazy stuff that was going on with her during the trial, she was getting drunk, going into bars.
What?
And telling everybody that would listen, I'm a turtle writer, and I'm going to acquit Karen.
He's just making shit up. He's making shit up. Listen to what he just said. Listen to this.
Did it take place before the trial? Pretty good chance of that, too. This was a person who went into the trial as a turtle writer. It's not like she became a turtle writer in the middle of the trial. That's crazy.
They went into it as a turtle writer. Does he have anything to back that up at all? Anything? What evidence does he have that this person was a turtle writer before the trial?
He never should have been on the trial. So, and the crazy stuff that was going on with her during the trial, she was getting drunk, going into bars.
So,
and telling everybody that would listen, I'm a turtle writer, and I'm going to acquit Karen.
Says who? Who's your source, Plevin? Who's your source? I bet you it's a 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵. So just so we're clear here, this person who appears to have been a Karen Reed is not guilty vote, but he claims this person was one of the jurors who was eliminated. And you know from my reporting that the 3 jurors who were eliminated were clearly pro Karen Reed. So he is now, he wasn't in there for a single day. He wouldn't even know anything about any of this. But he's claiming that this juror is a pro Karen Reed juror and that they were doing something and that they were kicked off because they were going into bars and saying, hey, everybody, I have an announcement to make. I'm a turtle writer. And I'm going to acquit Karen Reed. I'm a big plant. Like the whole thing, the fix is in. And luckily they got caught on the final day, mind you. There was a juror eliminated, of course, on the final day. And guess who was in court? Who showed up on the final day? Who showed up on the final day of deliberations? Oh, yeah. Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Jennifer McCabe showed up on the final day and stared those jurors down. That's interesting. So that would mean that this juror was standing like 5 feet away from them. And we know the McAlberts talk to Plevin all the time. All the time. So, and we also know that through my reporting and my interviews, that the judge, Kearney, told this juror that there's a video of you at the bar talking about the case. Reporters, including myself, have reached out to Kearney for question about this, saying, because this video has never been shown. And this juror was clearly a not guilty voter based on the faces that they were making during the trial. And we've asked Kearney, and several other reporters have as well, where's the tape? Where have you seen this tape? Did you, because she didn't play any tape that day. She didn't show her. There was no video shown. Nothing. Right? None of this was shown. I was there that day. There was no video shown. But this is what she claims happened. Where is it? They eliminated juror, but it just, and if there was a tape, that sounds like wiretapping to me. If this person was out at a bar somewhere talking about the case, which I don't know, I don't believe that happened. But if it did, and they didn't know about it, that's wiretapping, my friend. If you secretly record someone and don't tell them in Massachusetts, it's a 2-party consent state. Doesn't matter if it's in public, doesn't matter. It's wiretapping, dude. It's also jury tampering. So this person who is visibly making faces, if this is the same person he's talking about, I saw this person making faces. And coincidentally on the last day, the jury that was overseen by John Fanning and Brian Albert and Colin Albert and Jennifer McCabe show up on that day for the first time to stare at them. Interesting. I still can't believe they showed up with those motherfuckers. Like, unbelievable. Anyway, oh yeah, keep me posted on A&M, LSU. We need A&M in that one big time. Notre Dame does, because we beat A&M. They can't pass us. They can't pass us even if they win this game. But we pass LSU, so we need this one. Go Aggies. All right. Anyway, so he's going to go on here.
Now, someone like that should not be on a jury.
So
this is what Turtle's talking about, and he said I might be. Why would I be in trouble? I haven't done anything illegal. I didn't get her email in any kind of illegal way. I didn't threaten her. I didn't try to intimidate her. All I've done is give her a chance to tell her story. Now, unlike Turtle, I'm also about the truth.
Gave her a chance to tell her story? He's not giving her a chance to tell her story. He's telling her, I know the story. Do you have any comment on it? If this woman comes back and says, none of that's true, do you think he's going to report that? No. His whole line of questioning is going to be, how did you get on? Why'd you lie? Why'd you do this?
So, I mean, this is important stuff. You know, we need to know. We have a second trial coming up, and I think the government needs to understand that this is what they're facing. This is a mob of thousands of irrational people.
Thousands.
The mindless mob. I'm sorry. There's no other.
Yeah, everybody's mindless except this guy in his parents' attic, surrounded by wicker furniture, wood paneling, kerosene lamps, and a really cheap microphone. This guy.
There's no more accurate way to refer to them. Now something I meant to go over.
I know he's already accused of lying, right?
And I didn't actually get this until a month ago. And this is the jury questionnaire.
Okay.
Let me put up.
Yeah.
All right, that's page 2. Let's put up page 1 first. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. Wow. All right. So this is the jury questionnaire. Did she lie on this? So let's look at the questions. Police officer, that causes you to believe you cannot be partial in the sense that I've looked at this impartially during the over the last year and a half. Opinions. So there's where the truth comes in. Do you have opinions regarding previous experience as a juror, the fairness of the jury system, or the criminal? All right, so that's a general question. Take that decision sense that I've looked. Now look, if I got selected, is there anything about the description of the case, the charges of the victim as an off-duty police officer that causes you to believe you cannot be fair and impartial in this case? Now look, if I got selected for the next trial to be on the jury, I would answer the question. I would answer the questionnaire honestly. Now I think I am impartial in the sense that I've looked at this impartially during the over the last year and a half. But however, I should not be a juror because I should be getting my evidence from during the trial. So you would have to answer that honestly. So you can't make that
decision. Again, how did he get her emails? Another great question. And her name. Again, the jury's list has been impounded. How did he get her contact information? It's not like they have their... The only way to get her email is through somebody who knows her. You know? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? What if it's somebody with a grudge against this juror? Like, what if it's Brian Albert? What if it's Colin Albert? What if it's Jennifer McCabe? What if it's Michael Proctor? I mean, there's 1,000,001 people who took that stand and were in that. What if it's Paul O'Keefe? You never know.
Oh, I think I'm a good juror because I've been fair. No, you have to tell the truth. Do you have opinions? So there's where the truth comes in. Do you have opinions regarding previous experience as a juror, the fairness of the jury system, or the criminal? All right, so that's a general question. Do you have any religious or philosophical beliefs that would make this hard? Reports about this case have been publicized in the media. Do you think you have read, seen, heard, or discussed anything about this case from any source? If this person is a turtle rider, now this happened in the middle of the trial when she was going into bars saying that. Did she become a turtle rider overnight or during the trial? That seems incredibly unlikely, right? Let's just say no, that didn't happen. There's no way that happened. So if she's a turtle rider, that's all Turtle was talking about for the last year. She was deep into this case. She obviously lied on this jury form. I don't see any other way. And listen, if she happens to tune into this channel, you still can get back to me. Let me know. Tell me the truth. I'll give you the chance. All I reached out to you for was to give you a chance to tell me your side of the story. And I still, no matter what, will never reveal your name. This case is expected to garner a significant amount of media attention. Is there anything about the high profile nature of this case that would prevent you from serving as a fair juror? Have you already started to make up your mind about this case? Clearly she did.
How does he know?
I mean, she's telling people in the middle of the trial in bars that she's going to acquit. That was before the prosecution even presented their main witnesses, which, as you know, came late. Do you, any family members or close friends, reside in or conduct regular business in Canton? Is there any reason you would be unable to follow an instruction during your jury service? You may not read any news or media accounts about this case, watch or listen to any media or news broadcast or commentary about this case, discuss the case with anyone, research or look this case up on the internet. So clearly she violated this one during the trial. 100%. 100%.
Says who?
I mean, it's, you hate to want to put, I don't know, you want to be fair to jurors and appreciate their sacrifice, but you have to wonder if maybe charges are relevant here.
Charges.
And she's lying.
Charges.
Under oath. She has to raise her hand every morning in that court. You can hear it at the beginning of the trial. That's how a trial is done. Every trial. You have to raise your hand. Have you followed this in the media at all? Did you see any reports on this? So she had to raise her hand in front of a judge and lie every day. Now that makes her a typical turtle rider, right? They have no interest in the truth, but that's a crime.
So this guy, he sent her an email like, I have no interest in doxing you, or I just want to be fair. And meanwhile, you're a criminal. You should be arrested. That's how he's Mr. Fair and Balance is going into this. He hasn't even heard her. He has no idea if any of this shit is true. None. He's just hearing secondhand stories from people with an axe to grind. And he's like, you're a criminal. But let's come and talk to me because I'm Mr. Objective. Oh my.
You're lying under oath.
This is witness intimidation.
And there were a lot of witnesses.
Witness intimidation. You're witnessing it right here.
Talk to more than one. Is there any reason that you would be unable to follow any instruction during your service that you may not? So that she will not read any and view any social media articles, posts, videos, podcasts, or other non-traditional media platforms. She lied. She obviously lied. She needs to be charged. This is a blatant lie. You're lying under oath.
Needs to be charged. How does he know?
And I'm sure Turtleboy and his share will say, oh, you have to lie under oath because that's what we demand of our people. No, I mean, because that's...
No, I don't say that at all, actually. I think everyone should tell the truth. The only people who lied under the oath under oath repeatedly throughout the trial were the McAlberts. All of them. I could come up with a million examples of lies. Give me, let's see in the chat right now. Tell me some lies the McAlberts said during the trial. I can come up with a couple right now. I mean, provable ones off the top of my head. Allie McCabe. I got home at 12:30. You know, your Life 360 says you're out to 1:30. Butt dials. Yeah. How about the butt dials? Yeah. They weren't butt dials, Plevin. And they certainly weren't butt answers. Okay. Those are lies. Those are lies. How about Colin falling on his knuckles, Plevin? Is that the truth? You believe Colin scraped his knuckles? Does Plevin believe that Colin cut his knuckles falling on ice and breaking his fall with his fists? What about Colin saying he's never been in a fight before, Plevin? Is that true? Has Colin never been in a fight before? Is that a fact, Plevin? Since this is such a big deal to you and you think that people need to be arrested for lying under oath, you have no evidence whatsoever this woman has lied under oath. I saw somebody say he's angry that she didn't get back to him. That is exactly it. This is what Plevin does. He comes at you like he's this kind of like, oh, I'm not like the other people on this side of the aisle. I'm calm and fair, and I just want to get to the bottom of it, and I'm this guy. And then he just turns into I've seen it a million times with him. He turns into a vicious dickhead. Like Nurse Kim went on his show. Nurse Kim's like the nicest person. She's fucking the definition of harmless. I've eaten a meal of food with her, right? And because of that, because she ate a meal of food in my vicinity, she has been, you know, anybody who doesn't hate me gets treated like they are evil. Like they endorse everything I'm saying, and you're guilty of witness intimidation because you ate a meal of food with him, and you're bad too, and we need to come after your job. She's getting like doxed at her job, and they're horrible. And then they have the nerve to complain when people do it to them. Like, it's wild, bro. It's wild. He says in here something about taking her phones too. We need her phone.
What you do in a case of egregious injustice and the system can't be trusted and Judge Cannoni's corrupt, Auntie Bev and all that stuff. This is what we're dealing with here, people. This is what we're fighting. And my heart goes out for the O'Keefe family.
Yeah, because what I meant to say is that he had Nurse Kim on his show, and then immediately afterwards, he just has turned into the biggest dickhead to her. Like, so rude. He did the same to Lauren Laguna. He's done it to a whole bunch of people. Like, you go to Sean in the Gulf. Like, Sean in the Gulf was like nice to him, and like he would tease him a little bit, call him the bartender, whatever. And then he had that one. He's like, "Shut the fuck up!" And that's the real Plevin. That's the real Plevin. He tries to pretend like he's Mr. I'm nice and fair. He's a vicious dickhead. And he's no different from any of the rest of them. He's got serious anger issues, particularly towards women. Like, he is particularly vicious towards women. Like, he's got real issues. There's a reason he's never had a fucking girlfriend. There's a reason that he was the creepy old guy at the bar when I used to go to leech rooms when I was 21 years old, because once you turn 22, you stop going to leech rooms. There's a reason that Plevin was the creepy 37-year-old man sitting at the bar trying to get girls to go upstairs to his filthy, disgusting, rat-infested apartment. That was Plevin. Anyway, back to this.
This is falsely accused here, but in some ways, this battle against Aidanism has become way more important than anything else in this case. How are we going to have this is truly a crazed mob that we're dealing with here, of people that don't want to weigh evidence and don't tell the truth. Is there any reason, if you are inadvertently exposed to outside influence or media about this case, that you would be unable to follow an instruction that you must report or an exposure to the court? So she's got to tell a court officer here what she was exposed to, but then like there's also that oath in the beginning every morning. Would you automatically believe or disbelieve law enforcement, firefighters, or first responders? Do you have any strong personal beliefs, or have you been exposed to any strong personal beliefs from friends and relatives about law enforcement? Have you ever been involved in a group, community, or individual activity such as a march, a demonstration, or a financial contribution showing support for law enforcement in or outside your community? Now, you have to answer these questions honestly, and it's not like just so you answer yes to this question, you're not automatically dismissed. It'll give the judge the chance to question you. The same thing with all these questions. So if you said you've seen a media report, the judge is going to say, tell me exactly what you've seen. And of course, both of the parties, the lawyers, the prosecution, and the defense, get to look at that answer too. There's one more page to this. Let me pull it up for you guys. or law enforcement. So, for instance, if you contributed to Black Lives Matter, that doesn't make you ineligible for jury service. This is, these are issues relevant to this case. Do you have any strong personal beliefs, or have you ever been exposed to any strong personal beliefs from friends or relatives about operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol? Have you ever been involved in a group, organization, participated in a march, demonstration, campaign, or thing about crash reconstruction testimony that would make it difficult for you to be, in this case, that's kind of, anyways, guilty based on circumstantial evidence, but you cannot find a defendant guilty, should have to prove her innocence. You know that she's not required to testify, and you know the instructions are going to be that you can't hold it against her. You have seen today in the courthouse or in the jury pool. Would you answer to any of the above questions? So, in fact, if I remember right, it was the only juror that accidentally popped up on camera was the dismissed juror, the one we're talking about here.
She did not pop up on camera.
All right. Let me see if I got this.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Oh, so he plays me. All right. Plays the hits. Awesome. So it's me watching Plevin, watching me.
Natalie.
We're doing right now.
People like
All right.
that.
There you go, guys.
Flipping.
This guy's awesome.
And like none of these people are stable, but like there's more and more of them. And
yeah, I agree. Kev.
ultimately,
Listen to this guy. This
The
guy.
idea of Turtleboy calling anybody else unstable.
Have you seen your?
There are
friends,
different kinds of
Plevin?
people
Have you
who
seen your friends?
don't support Kearney and are anti-Kearney. There's the McAlberts. I used to say that there's just the McAlberts and the people who are mad at Turtleboy, the Krusty Kearneys of the world, right?
What is he eating? What is he
as
doing?
the case grew, there was a third element to that.
What is he eat? What is going on? What did he just drink? Like, what the fuck is he drinking out of? What the fuck was that? Anyway,
and that's the true crime.
Is he eating soup?
It's the people that actually just follow the evidence, unlike Turtleboy, who got fed a story, did no journalism, did no investigation into it.
Who get fed a story, says the guy who was fed a story about this juror and immediately believes it and uses that, whatever he's been told, to threaten and intimidate this person. And say the way he wrote this person's name in the email several times is bizarre. Is bizarre.
Took 48 hours to put it together, and all of it was fed to him. He put in everything that Karen gave him, everything the defense team had created, and that's it.
Can anybody find me the timestamp? Maybe I missed it because I don't want to go back and listen to this guy. If anyone could just send me the timestamp, a DM of it. He says in here somewhere that he needs their phones. He says, like, we need her phone. He says, we need her phone. Like, he actually says that. We need her phone. We need her communications.
He never was even... Thing is, too, these things aren't named, so if I can get them to download into my system, then, you don't want to destroy people. I'm not in the business of... I'm disgusted by her behavior. Disgusted by it.
But you did. So stay tuned.
To intimidate this juror wasn't even a goal. And even though I'm disgusted by her behavior, disgusted by it, I believe she should be charged. But I do.
He doesn't know for sure she's done anything. He's heard an anecdote from somebody. He hasn't got her side of the story, but he's fair and balanced. He's fair and balanced.
Feel a little bit of sympathy, or just, you don't want to destroy people. I'm not in the business of trying to destroy people for kicks and giggles, or to try to get them to fall under my control, which is what he does. So no, but that's it. But I started getting messages that morning at 6:30 in the morning, which I was up writing. And then I just had calls and messages all morning, like, oh, what's going on? There's nothing going on. That's it. So there you have it. I think all of this is we've passed the midway point on this Aidanism phenomena.
Aidanism.
I believe that they may not know it yet, but they're in their death throes.
Oh yeah.
Because decent people are waking up. Now it's taken way too long.
Yeah.
And it will take a long time.
Yeah. Decent people are waking up. Decent people like twisted tragedies. Like that's who you got, Cat Plevin. That's the kind of person that you got, switching sides, is twisted tragedies and fake victim. That's who you got, my dude. Switching sides. Like normal, stable people are not switching sides. Oh, and Rougey Rogue. You got Rougey Rogue. If you missed Rougey Rogue, oh my God. He did a stream that, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't watch it. Can we just watch Rougey Rogue for a minute? You got to watch. We're going to take a break from Plevin. Watch a little Rougey Rogue. This guy's name is Joe Warren. He is in, he used to be a diehard Karen Reed supporter. He used to come to court and sit right behind me. He had a mustache And he was so creepy, this dude, like so creepy. And Natalie, I think he's like in love with Natalie. Like I have all their messages together between him and Natalie. And it's just, it's bizarre. But when Natalie flipped, he flipped with her because he has to do what Natalie says, because I think he's in love with her. But Rogue's got his own stream, and we can't watch the whole thing. It is so funny though. I laughed. You gotta watch some
Rogue.
Rogue.
My leg, and I'm out for like 12 weeks. I've been so bored, and I'm tired of watching. I want Kevin to do like 5 nights a week, but he won't do it. So,
and if you go to
talk about this,
if you go to this guy's Twitter, it's just filled with like blatantly homophobic and racist shit. Like he's. A lot of people throw the Nazi word around to Hitler. I mean, look at this guy. This guy looks like straight out. It just has the mannerisms of like 1936 Berlin written all over him, doesn't he? And again, this is who you got on your side, Plevin. This is like the kind of intelligent person that you got.
Our side,
shirts,
the
yep.
stuff that we do.
The Himmler haircut. I know.
We got to do it. We got to do it. So, yeah.
Like, what is this on his wall back here? Is that a yak? Why is there a yak hanging over his mantelpiece? Why isn't it centered? Okay. Over the fireplace. Why is there a saw right there? Like, I have so many questions. This is the kind of guy, like, this is what you wake up and see. Like, when you wake up and you're like, I don't remember anything. And then you just see his face. Like, this guy is like got serial killer vibes. I'm not saying he is a serial killer. I'm saying that if he turned out to be a serial killer, there isn't a single person on any side who would be the least bit surprised if this guy went full serial killer. Like, no fucking way.
Thank you, Karen. Let me just get 10 people in here. I just want to talk about a few things.
We got 5 now. We got 5 watchers.
I wish I could show Bobo. He's with Chloe. I don't know if you guys know I have Chloe.
Oh my god! Okay, we're gonna
post a picture, Karen. I don't know how to do the StreamYard yet, so.
Oh, you got Crazy Julie's there.
Work this thing out, and he's right here sleeping, but I can't really turn everything here, And I can kind of go with the story now. I got involved because it's kind of interesting with my favorite ladies. Look at him.
Oh my god, this is too good.
Hey, why not?
This is too good. Rogue. Oh, Cara.
Whoop. Kate Peters in the house.
Okay, Pete.
I broke my legs on board, so I said, why not?
Krusty Band.
Shooting for the stars.
This guy definitely,
A few more. I just want to get into the peace offering that I have for both sides. So, well, that's
so. I just want to know how many people are tied up in the basement right now. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Like, come on.
Yeah, I got 6 people. Okay, it's
6 people.
Oh my god! You know who my mascot is? It's Grant. Grant Ellis Smith. He's going to be here.
What?
Doing some technical work for me.
Oh my god, the breathing. Oh, Crazy 𝗂𝗏 is there, and let me tell you, I am so close to just telling everything about Crazy 𝗂𝗏. I didn't want to because she just wants attention, but if you think I've dealt with a lot of crazy bitches in my life, man. A lot of them. I've exposed the shitload of them. Ratchet man. If I want to talk about Kara Horn, that's her last name. You guys haven't seen anything yet. You think fake victim's pretty bad. This one's crazier than Fake Victim and Krusty combined, I'd say. Hasn't done as much damage. Like, hasn't done any damage at all. Is relatively harmless. But the fucking craziest of all of them. And I would say the more obsessed, like equally as obsessed with me as the rest of them. And I haven't even gone into the story with her yet because I don't want to turn this into a drama thing. And after a while, you're going to be like, dude, how maybe you're like all these crazy bitches. Like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I have an aura I attract the wrong kind of people. All right. But I haven't even gotten into 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 𝗃𝗃𝗃 yet. We don't have to go there. Or we can. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But this is who's on his channel now.
But you know what? We need Kate at the front. That's what we need. You know, they lose their shit when they see Kate. You know. Oh, Green Grant. You know, Grant would come to me when all this shit was breaking with Kate Peters and shit, thinking I could do stuff. I'm like, I can't help you, bro. I can't help you. And I'm not choosing sides.
And like what 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 did to Meredith is the craziest shit yet. I'll just tell you. So fuck it. This person is obsessed with Lindsay, the fake victim, used to call her Stan, like Eminem Stan. She has those kind of vibes, and she is obsessed with me. Obsessed. Like, and I could show you emails, messages, like obsessed. And we don't need to get too into details, but you get the point there. Obsessed to the point. We had no relationship at all, like nothing. Never mind meals of food. There was no like I didn't know her last name. And I not hardly anything about her. And found out Meredith has a daughter with the guy she was with a long time ago. And they co-parent great and they get along great. And it's wonderful to see. And she found out this guy's name. Again, she hasn't been with him in like a decade. Right? And found out this guy's name. Friend requested him on Facebook. And then started hitting on him. And did so at the behest of Krusty Panties. They were in a group chat. We got all those messages because somebody in the group chat turned, and we got all the messages of her plotting to contact the father of Meredith's child in order to hit on them and try to sleep with him in order to find information out on Meredith out of just pure that's how fucking crazy these bitches are. Crazy. So I haven't fully gone there with her. We can, if she wants to fuck around and find out, we can do that. We can if she wants to become Krusty Panties and be in Ratchet Madness next year, she can do that if she wants to, or she can just stop. It's whatever she wants to do. Ball is in her court. So here we go.
I think Grant is a funny bastard. We needed him in the courthouse just to fucking get under the skin of Karen's lawyers.
What?
He would ask some ridiculous questions, especially about the Omni Hotel. Do you remember that? Do you remember when he asked that? Were you in the same hotel room with Alan Jackson?
What?
I don't think. Were you in the same? Who else was going to answer that question? Ted Daniels? No, I don't think Ted Daniels is going to answer that question.
Okay.
And September 11th, I broke my leg on a roof where Jen McKay was and a few other people. So I immediately took a picture. And next time I'm on here, I'm gonna show the picture that I took because I almost got kicked out because the court officer yelled at me and he goes, delete that picture. You're gonna be kicked out. Anybody takes a picture, you're kicked out. So I took 2 pictures and I deleted one. I kept one. I was supposed to go on Kevin's show like back in the day, and I showed everything on my phone.
This guy's the funniest character.
And not knowing what could happen, I just was
like again.
I didn't have Natalie on my phone, so she called me 3
I just want to point out, like, this, when they say that every day more and more people are coming to our side, people like this is who they have. And again, he's not important enough to really talk about. I just think it's funny, and I want to give an example of how stupid and crazy and weird you have to be in order to believe Karen Reed is guilty. Like, you have to be this level of fucking weird.
Who's this? So what was I? I heard Carrie's name in here. Hey, Carrie.
What does this say?
I got Julie's here. I love it. Hi, Julie.
Why did you get rid of your
Saturday
phone?
night, wanna come?
What?
I think it's gonna be that's about it. I'm about to tell it's just he just swear. Kevin down the line because
This is an hour.
We're crazy.
The store is temporarily down online because I was getting accused of selling shirts for profit when I do not even handle the shirts. The online prices are way too high, though. Yeah, she's selling t-shirts for those blue Smurf shirts are $27 plus $15 for shipping. So $42 t-shirts, which she claims she's not making any profit off of. Her response, of course, is, well, Turtleboy sells it for profit. Yes, I do. I'm running a business. I sell shit for profit. I'm not pretending to be charitable about this. This is a fucking business. And I make shit. And I sell them for about that cost, except you don't have to pay anything for shipping and handling with that. So where's the money going? Like, what a scam. Just when these people can't get any lower. My question is, and I can't wait to ask Paul O'Keefe about this when I see him next, is like, bro, how are you allowing this to happen in your brother's name? How are you not saying something about this? These people are scamming off of your brother's death. Like, they are literally scamming. We're not selling $42 justice for JJ shirts. This bitch is, and she don't even know him. And she's out there acting like she's like close to your family. You don't even know her, right, Paul? Like, I would hope you don't.
They're insane. They're insane. They are the worst of the worst, man. They're the worst of the worst. But that guy, the Kansas Defense guy, said in front of the courthouse yesterday. Just, get some class, dude. Get some class, bro.
Get some class, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, Aidan sells $27 t-shirts explicitly for profit. LOL. So I don't know why they're freaking out, but I do not make money on this case. But I do make money on this case because I sell t-shirts for $27. You're selling them for $42. That's a lot higher. And you claim you're not making a profit.
So what do you guys think? Do you think she pleads if the data comes back as damaging?
Oh my God. This is this level of discourse.
Maybe call me a drunk, but I was drunk. So
what?
Hey, Lindsay, what up?
Oh.
Right here.
Oh.
Little C, what up, little C? What's up?
Oh,
I gotta tell you. That is what it is. Yeah. But yeah, so this is my background. But I wish Kevin would go on 5 nights a week. So that thing is so out of how Sean the Gulf gets all his information from these old broads in Canton. It's so funny.
Okay. I would interview Nick.
So anyway, I was trying to offer a peace offer.
Any day. What?
What's wrong with Mary? I don't know. What do you want to start? Go 5 nights a week. It made her feel good. I got pictures of Chloe.
Okay.
Over.
Yeah. So this goes on for an hour. So there's an hour of that. So that's who you got, Plev. Let's just head back to Plevin and then we'll move on from this. This has been going on a while. Oh, Aggies are up. Good. Awesome. Love to see it.
But as the information that comes out about just how dirty the deal was between Turtle and Karen.
Dirty?
And it's not the first deal. I know of the older deal between Turtle and Karen in which he promised her, he calls it the deal. That's his word. Turtleboy calls it the deal.
What?
In the summer of 2023, that's when we heard about it.
The deal?
Okay. He calls the deal. And his deal was Karen gives him stuff first so he can put it out on the news and get the breaking news.
What?
In exchange, he gives her the favorable coverage. Basically runs her conspiracy theory. That's the first deal. But then another deal was, then it was an agreement as the money started rolling in and he demanded his share.
What?
And then
where does he get shit from?
Then there was a deal that was brokered by Alan Jackson this past January.
The deal?
A lot of interesting stuff that'll come out.
I had to deal with Alan Jackson?
People are so gullible on that site that it does take a long time. So all that summer, Turtleboy was telling everybody that he never talks to Karen.
Yeah. Well, the big scandal. He lied about talking to Karen. Yeah, I did. I talked to Karen Reed. Who cares? It was anonymous. We've been over this. She was an anonymous source. I'm allowed to keep sources anonymous. That's how shit works. And a freaks, unlike any other journalist, they took my phone and they went through it and they found who I was talking to. That's outrageous. Like, anybody that actually gave a shit about the First Amendment would say that's an egregious violation of our rights, of our Fourth and First Amendment rights, for the police to go and take a journalist's phone to see who he's talking to. Like,
this will be. But the rest of us can still be saved. We can still pick up our weapon in March.
What?
We can listen to that voice in our heart.
Oh, my God.
And now is the time.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, Turtle threatened to bring a mob to the soccer games of the kids of the Attorney General. And he's staying out of the fray, and you decide tonight to start a blog or a channel that argues that the evidence against Karen is compelling. Will they respect your free speech? With the restaurant. Now, the woman was lucky because, again, courage is rare in this whole story. That's the saddest part of it.
What?
People that actually do pick up the banner and march and do the right thing is rare. But this person's manager did do that. And even though they ignored all the one-star reviews that came through just because this woman had expressed her opinion.
What?
It exists. But the worst of them are these minions that actually represent Karen beside you. There's also good news in another front. People of courage, people of conscience are slowly beginning to wake up and step forward. People from the Halloween halls of the Free Karen Reed headquarters, actually.
Ooh.
At least one person. And the sordid truth is coming out about the money. The Karen Reed Defense Fund has been divvied up. It was divvied up all along. It's like the mafia over there. Each boss is entitled to his cut.
What?
Which makes this actually a criminal enterprise.
Like, what was that? How does he know where the Karen Reed Defense Fund money's going to? It's going right to Karen. Like, he's got no evidence of anything. He just makes shit up. Again, this is why nobody listens to him, because he can't back up anything he said. That's why people like me, Plevin, is I bring receipts. I show shit. You don't show anything. You just said people are sources. Sources are telling me. And then you don't back up anything you say. That's why people don't believe you. That's why people believe me. It's because I back up shit that I say. And so does Karen Reed.
And I don't have to name them. You know who the bosses are. You know who's making out. But also coming out, the truth about Alan Jackson brokering a deal between a jilted turtle who threatened to take the pink idol down herself.
Oh, here we go.
And Karen's team.
So this is the new one they're spreading, that I threatened to take Karen down. Keep in mind, this guy has also said that I have some FBI informant in Rhode Island or something, FBI case handler there, who is getting me out of legal trouble. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. So listen to this guy.
Heavy negotiations.
Heavy negotiations.
Alan Jackson himself. That's coming out. How they mollified Turtle. In his own words, he was threatening to destroy Karen because she was ignoring him. He doesn't like that. Look, dirty deals eventually get exposed. And
He says that I was threatening to expose Karen. So this is a new one. I haven't heard this one before.
Happening right now because people of decency finally listened to that voice inside that told them what they were watching.
Oh, but I know who he's. So this new person who's coming to him is that woman, Amy DeAngelis from Westerly, Rhode Island, who I basically exposed her 2 weeks ago. Amy was a former mod on the Justice for John O'Keefe and Karen Facebook page, who never ever bothered showing up for a single Turtleboy event, is just a crazy radical leftist. On her Facebook page or on her Twitter account, it says no TERFs on it. A TERF is a term for trans exclusionary radical feminists. And that means basically women who feminists, like traditional feminists who believe women should have rights, but don't believe that people with dicks should be able to invade women's spaces, particularly in sports. That's what a TERF is. And Amy DeAngelis's page says no TERFs because they don't like people like that. They don't like feminists who, you know, just believe that women should have equality. They want dudes with dicks who say they're women to also get all the full woman deal, like bathrooms, locker rooms, sports, all that shit. Like that's the kind of nut job is this crazy fucking woman who was, you know, kissed my ass for a while as a typical person until I called her out for scamming. Until I called her out for it. And then Karen Reed, again, she's probably completed her transition now to Karen Reed is guilty. It's coming any day now. You know it is.
And what they were part of was wrong. So many years from now, as William Wallace might say, when this woman of courage is dying in her bed, she'll remember that she overcame selfishness. She overcame those things that make us ignore that little voice inside us. She made a personal sacrifice in coming forward. She risked social media attack, which will soon come. She risked being shunned by friends. That's heroic. She's a hero. And that hero is inside each one of us that shares.
So Amy DeAngelis is a hero. It's a hero. I can't even listen to this. It's just, but he has responded apparently on social media. Somebody just sent me this. Let me read this tweet he put out. Turtle is accusing me. He put this out an hour ago, so he's listening. Hey, Plevin. Turtle is accusing me of threatening a juror in Karen Reed, specifically the dismissed juror. I'm going to screenshot of the email I sent her. I've already posted it, Plevin. But those of you who follow me understand the differences between me and Turtle. Again, he shows the first email. The first email isn't nearly as threatening as the third one or the second one, whatever one I showed you there. Okay. The one where he says that like we need to, what was the exact language he had on that? This one. Wait, no, we don't want that. We want this one. This one needs to be told. Questions about how you got on the jury. Right? If you can't read between the lines with the threats there, it's very obvious what he's doing. All right, go ahead. He's nice. But he goes on to say, not only would I not threaten someone, I wouldn't even want to make them uncomfortable. That's exactly what he's doing. He's even saying her fucking name there. I've drawn direct, and even like the fact that he has her email to begin with, and her email's not public, like that in and of itself, it's like he knows what he's doing here. He knows it's going to creep her out, right? I've drawn the rectangle so that the only thing missing is her name. This was not an attempt to get a scoop. It's important that the story of this juror comes out, though not all the details, but enough to understand the danger of what we're dealing with here with this cult. On multiple occasions during this trial, with jury duty the following morning, the juror was showing up in bars in the area, I won't name the bars, and shouting that she was a turtle rider and she was going to acquit Karen. On the night before her dismissal, her actions became egregious enough that reports were made to the court. Oh, interesting. The night before her dismissal. So something happened the night before her dismissal? That's interesting. Because Judge Kearney said that it was something like a month ago. Said she had some video from like a month ago. On the night before her dismissal, her actions became egregious enough that reports were given to the court from John Fanning. Was this juror in touch with Aidan before the trial? During the trial? We don't know. But we're going to say it's above 50% though. But she has been in touch with him since this summer. How would he know this? How would he know this? And for her to be making these statements during the trial means she lied under oath. Every morning when you arrive in the courtroom, the judge makes you raise your hand and promise that you have not watched any coverage of the case. That didn't happen, by the way. The juror questionnaire asks prospective jurors if they've already followed this case in the news or formed opinions. It talks about social media. It's almost a certainty that the juror violated many of these things. Almost a certainty. It's beyond the pale to imagine that she suddenly became a turtle rider in the middle of the trial. But even if that's the case, it's a violation of her oath about following it in social media or during the trial. This is the danger of Aidanism. He very self-consciously is attempting to subvert the legal system through jury contamination, says the guy who is quite clearly threatening and intimidating a juror and letting her know, we know that you voted to acquit Karen Reed and we're coming after you because of that. That's why he's going after her, because of the faces that she may or may not have made during the trial. The McAlberts all saw those faces. Michael Proctor saw those faces. And we know that they use people like Plevin and Krusty Panties to do their dirty work for them online. Many of his followers are like Manson women in their cultish loyalty. Crimes are willing to commit on his behalf. Oh, yes. I know the dismissed juror's story from multiple sources, he says. I will never share her name. Never have. Not even her initials. She has a lot going on in her life, and I wish nothing. What does that mean? How does he know about her life? That is so creepy, saying shit like that. And I wish nothing but peace and health. But what she did during a murder trial can't be repeated in the next trial. It's a threat to a fair trial. However, fairness required me to give her a chance to tell her side. I don't think it's necessary for me to really add any more than what I've said here. So there should be no chance of anyone figuring out who she is. However, the state needs to be more diligent in the next trial in trying to weed people like this from the pool. And please note, the only reason Turtle is the one to break this is because this juror told him. How does he know any of this? None of this is true. Just another indication of how inappropriate it was for this person to be on the jury. Full of shit. Full of shit. So yeah, there he is. Let me, so there's, holy shit, it's 11:06 already. Let me read some more turtle chats. All right. We got here, Plevin's butt plug sends $10 and goes, how does Paul O'Keefe feel about his family spokesperson going after a handicapped woman and making fun of her for not being able to walk? Yeah, I just want to repeat some of these. I can't share her shit because she has blocked me on some of her channels. Let me see here. Pull it up. Okay. So first of all, she shared a picture of me at the actually, this is kind of funny. This is great. I'm going to share this one. Give me 1 sec. Where'd it go? There it is. All right, give me 1 sec. One minute. All right, let's pull some of these up. Give me 1 sec. So this was my favorite one. Look at this shit. She goes, so sad. Heroin addiction aware. I mean, keep in mind, I have a restraining order on this person. She's been charged with violating restraining orders 3 times. She's being charged with felony witness intimidation against me, and she cannot stop talking about me. She can't do it. It's just not possible. It's like she wants to go to jail. So she makes this post and goes, so sad, heroin addiction awareness, and posts a picture of me from the party and shows my arm. And this is evidence, I guess, of heroin addiction. I don't know, because there's veins popping out. And the responses to this, she gets ratioed on everything like a boomer. And the responses to this are so funny. Like, what she doesn't understand is, you see those veins, Kate? I'm not sure if she's familiar with this, but those are the results of something called exercise and going to the gym. You see, Kate, when you exercise and you lift weights and you work out a lot, and I try to work out as much as I can because I like to be physically healthy. It makes you feel better. I highly recommend it. Okay. That happens. Veins pop out of your body a little bit more, right? It doesn't mean heroin. Heroin is what your face looks like. Like, that's what that means. Like, this is fucking, like, you gotta be kidding me. It's like, dude. Oh, here's a tweet from Amy DeAngelis. Said, let's see if you're a free man for a Halloween party. You're a Halloween party. I'm free, Amy, just to let you know. Then she posted this one. I'm so glad, being a turtle rider last night, I'm so glad Turtleboy finally came to terms with his attraction to trans women. I hope he sexed this one up consensually, like, as opposed to the cis women that he rapes. So that's a little defamatory. And because I've never raped anyone, obviously, there would be no need to do that. It's also immoral and a horrible thing to do. And certainly, I perhaps she can elaborate on who she claims that I raped, because I've never been charged with rape. I've never been even credibly accused of rape. Obviously, it's a very serious charge, and perhaps she can back it up. I don't know. Let's see what the evidence is, besides a lying whore. It says, I hope he sexed this one up consensually. She said, okay. What else did she had? Some other good ones. Let's see. So Lorena Jenkinson is a turtle rider who, very strong defender of Karen Reed. She is in a wheelchair. I don't know the whole story. I've never asked her. It's really none of my business. But she's a diehard Karen Reed supporter, and because of that, they viciously go after her. The fake victim tweeted a couple months ago that she was going to wheel Lorena into traffic. She actually wrote that on Twitter, that she was going to. Anybody have a copy of that tweet? Send it over to me. Like, that was a wild one. That she was, again, this is a person that's a victim, so scared, is going to wheel Lorena into traffic. Okay. And so this is what she says about her. This is what Krusty says to Lorena today. There's a picture there. It says, yeah, I'm in a wheelchair and stable to. Oh, I'm in a wheelchair until I finish rehab and stable to walk again. I have 100% of my kids. And then she goes, your kids are almost as ugly as you are. God bless. This is the spokesperson for the Paul O'Keefe. This is who represents Paul O'Keefe. And this is who Plevin, Mr. Decency. Plevin, do you have anything to say about this? Anything to say about this? She's telling this woman that her children are ugly. What does this one say? It says, oh, awesome. Okay. Wow. Okay. I got a copy of it. Give me 1 sec to pull this up. I found a copy of it. Let's bring. Somebody just sent this one to me. They found it. It says, this is to Lorena, and it says, do you think being in a wheelchair gives you the right to throw liquid at someone? She didn't throw liquid at anyone. This is about the food stamp 5. The food stamp 5 like confronted her and yelled at her when they marched through there, and says, I'll tell you one thing. You're damn lucky it wasn't me you threw it at, or I would have rolled you right into oncoming traffic, says the woman who at 3:30 in the morning woke her 3 children up, aged 2, 5, and 3, put jackets on them, and told them that she was going to bring them to Holden, Massachusetts, so that she could pretend to have an abortion in this guy's driveway who they've met like 2 or 3 times, unfortunately. That's it. So says that person. And this is the star witness for the Commonwealth. This is who Robert Cosgrove has, 72-year-old Robert Cosgrove, who came out of retirement to fight for this person. Okay. All right, let's go back to this. The Krusty tweets. Because these are vicious. Yeah, the closet baby luckily slept through it. So there we go. It says, you're threatening. Wait until you have to feel his and 𝗏𝗏𝗺 destroy your ass. TikTok bitch, somebody says. And they says, are you threatening me? I don't fear midgets or alcoholics. I think that's a shot at 𝗏𝗏𝗺 and Bradel. So she's calling one a midget and one an alcoholic. Imagine her like an alcoholic. I mean, she literally lost her children due to her alcoholism. Like you can't make this shit up. And somebody goes, weren't you drinking Bud Heavies at noon in 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃? Yeah, I had a beer with lunch. Bradel shows up for court drunk though. So she's defaming Bradel now and said, I had a Bud Heavy with lunch. I don't know. I don't drink Bud Heavies at lunch because I'm a normal person. I can't relate to that. How about this one? How about this is what she says about Lorena? I can walk and Lorena can't. Womp womp. Womp womp. Or this one, let's see. About Meredith. Oh, she's obsessed with Meredith too, obviously. I know you wouldn't stand for this. I got fat, so Meredith had to follow suit. Imagine calling Meredith fat. Like what? How tone deaf are these people? The things that they say about us. It's like, oh, look at Aidan. He's so, I mean, what are they saying? They don't really call me fat because that one wouldn't really work on me that well. They're like, oh, he's got little arms. And like, what? Bro, you fuck. The shit these people say. It's like, you got to come up with better insults. Meredith's fat. Literally, you couldn't find anybody who's less fat than her. Like, no one. Like, what the fuck? Like, she's a hot blonde chick. Are you kidding me? You know, and they're so jealous. And again, this is a pattern with her. Whoever dates me or has a relationship with me, Krusty has to become obsessed with. And Meredith's latest. She did the same to Lauren Murray. And if you watch Brandi Churchwell's interview, you'll know the fake victim knew that. And that's why she created the Jane character, to try to avoid becoming what happened to Lauren Murray. To prevent herself from becoming a target, she created Jane. That's what the Jane account was created for. It's wild. Then she says, pretty original. Guess what I have? 100% of my children. You're a piece of shit and always will be known for donating your children, but I can't walk at the moment. Meredith is beautiful, true, and you can't handle it. Then she goes, you need as many kids as you can get to wheel your ass around, Lorena. I just imagine the tone deafness. This is the tweet of the century. I take care of my kids. They don't have to take care of me. I take care of my kids. 2 of her children were taken away by the state because she couldn't take care of them. Or she could, she just wouldn't take care of them. And you're right, that is exactly, care is another one. Kara Horn from Dudley, formerly 𝗬𝗫𝗄𝗏, right? She's another one that she has ran to them now, which we all knew this was going to happen. And if she wants to get it, she can get it too. If she wants to be in Ratchet Madness next year, she can be in Ratchet Madness. We can do this. Or Kara, you can just stop. You can just move on with your life and get over. You and me were never a thing. Never really didn't care for you at all. Like you just move on with your life. You could do that. You could do that. The Intimidator is off limits. Done. No more. Okay. Move on with your life. But you got this woman here saying, I take care of my kids. I take care of my kids. I mean, you can't come up with a more tone-deaf tweet than that. You can't do it. So there's that. They don't have to care for me. I'm sorry. You can't say the same. So, I mean, this is the kind people like, don't give them attention. This is Paul O'Keefe's spokesperson. That matters. Sorry, that fucking matters. Paul O'Keefe. If Paul O'Keefe wants to come out and say, I condemn this, I want nothing to do with these people, they don't represent me. That's what I would do if I was Paul O'Keefe, but he likes it. Paul O'Keefe's a piece of shit. Like, I hope people realize that he's just a shitty person. He's cool with this. He's cool with that. So anyway. All right, cool. Let me read some more turtle chats. Suzanne, Glamour Suze, sends $25 and goes, it's time to open the Turtleboy Asylum. The glare needs to be in charge of ECT. That would become overcrowded very quickly, Glamour Suze. But thank you very much. Brittany sends $5 and says, Plevin should ask himself, why wasn't this woman charged if there was evidence, especially on video, that she lied? Yeah, I ask a lot of questions, doesn't really ask a lot of questions. Funny how that works. Jen sends $25, goes, Nurse Kim is coming after the med testimony, and you are on the front line. I love you all. What's the med testimony? Okay, well, thank you very much, Jennifer. Carrie sends $50 and goes, it was great to finally meet you last night. Great to meet you too, Carrie. Chicken Parm Charlie and the Dino had a blast dancing the night away. 𝗃𝗃𝗃 is a cunt and she's going to jail. That she is. That she is, Carrie. I appreciated that too. Allie McUber sends $20 and goes, watch Colin testify twice that it was Allie McCabe who drove him to 34 Fairview Road. Long crime, day 12, timestamps 6:32 and 6:32:44. I will definitely do that. What time did he say that he drove, that Allie McCabe drove him to there? So Allie McCabe drove him to 34 Fairview just so he could run in, say happy birthday to his gay autistic cousin, Brian Albert Jr., and then come back and pick him up. Like, that's what she did? What? No, who believes that? Larry Bird sends $5 and goes, I knew if Jerry knew 𝗃𝗏 was paid by the DOJ, not the blogger, it's 12-0, 3-game sweep. You're absolutely right about that, Larry Bird. Dick Cunt's Bleeding Vagina sends $5 and goes, I can't wait to see Plevin's reaction when Josh Levy brings down the hammer. I pray to God he nails Auntie Bev too. Thanks for all you've done and sacrificed to shine a light on the corruption. Well, thank you very much, Duck Cunts. Bleeding Vagina. Brandon sends $10 and goes, do you know about DB Cooper? Who do you think he was? Isn't he the guy that jumped out of the plane? And that's all I know about him. And he escaped. Sketchball is the Kyle sends $10 and goes, Sketchball is the only world that encompasses that pointy nippled mothball scented savior complex having Sketchball. Okay. Yellow Cottage Tail sounds like a book. 6'7", 320-pound lineman turned drag queen reads at libraries. Okay, thank you, Kyle. Kat sends $10, goes, I caught my first live. I'm from Georgia. Go Dogs. Yeah, you guys are up to number 2. You're up to number 2. You beat the Horns. Are we still live? Okay. We're still live. Okay, cool. Yeah, DB Cooper jumped out of that plane. Yeah, that's right. Just want to say I'm so invested in this journey with you because right now it's Karen, but your crusade is for all of us and our free speech. Thank you. I love your sense of humor. I don't give a fuck attitude and the balls you just that to go just far enough. The BS You've been through. The truth is insane, and I'm so happy to be part of Turtle Nation and your fight. By the way, what about the 3 other DNA on John's shirt? I can't believe there hasn't been much of a fuss over it. I know. Add it to the pile of shit that you're like, why are they talking about this more? There's so much. It's just crazy. Thank you, Kat. Terry sends $25 and she says, I love that t-shirt. Appreciate that you're well represented. I love it too. Thank you very much. Julie donates $20. She has no comment, but thank you, Julie. Resting Bitch Face sends $5 and goes, I so fucking badly wish I could have seen Plevin's real-time live reaction to the moment he saw you dressed as him for Halloween. The coolest he will ever be was you in a costume. So sad I couldn't be there. Also, Erica Walsh, Meredith, and my girl Deanna Corby are fucking queens. You are so blessed to be surrounded by such amazing, strong, beautiful, and fierce women. Love you, Keep being you. Free Karen Reed with no hashtag. I appreciate the no hashtag. Thank you very much. So thank you for that one. Couple cash apps here. First we have Ken sends $5 and goes, Colin was in the house, and so is John O'Keefe at the same time, might I add. Thank you very much, Ken. I do appreciate that greatly. Samantha sends $5 and goes, I smell a big violation on behalf of Krusty. Report her ass so she can rot in jail with her rotten teeth. Has she violated it again? We'll see. Stay tuned. That's all I got to say about that. Stay tuned. I wish she would just abide by the order, but she's clearly incapable of doing that. Okay. All right. All right. Anybody else got anything to say? It's about 11:30. I was going to go over some other shit tonight, but next thing, we talked about Plevin most of the night, but it was entertaining as hell, wasn't it? It's always entertaining. Erica is a really good person. She's a great person. Thank you. Yeah, I was going to say heroin usually causes less muscle mass, doesn't it? So there's that. I mean, I've been working out a lot, Krusty. Thanks for noticing. I can bench press 300 pounds, actually, believe it or not. I've been working really hard. So thank you. I appreciate you noticing. What's this picture? Somebody just sent me. Okay, nothing to do with anything. Okay. Hey, Willie's here. Nice to see you. Prediction for tomorrow for the Pats. Imagine we beat the Jets. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to win. We're going to win. Drake May's going to get his first win tomorrow. How fitting would that be? Beating the Jets at home for his first win and making the Jets go 2-6. And just a reminder that, yes, you have Aaron Rodgers, motherfucker, but you're still the Jets. You will always be the Jets. Fuck you. Like, there's a number of teams that I just can never get tired of losing, right? And a lot of them don't lose. Like, the teams that I hate the most that I can just never, ever get on board with ever are as follows. The Ravens, the Steelers, the Broncos, and the Jets. That's it. That's my whole list. Even though Kansas City's winning a lot, I'll just never be able to hate them like I hate those teams. I hate those teams. I hate the Broncos. The Broncos uniform, I'm so anti-Broncos because their uniforms are horrible. Those navy ones, why would they get rid of the Elway ones? Those were fucking awesome. The uniforms the Broncos had before they won those Super Bowls were fucking dope. They need to bring those back. They have the ugliest uniforms in the NFL. So I don't like them. I don't like how Peyton Manning went there. I don't fucking like the Broncos. I don't like the Ravens because they were just the dirtiest team in the NFL. You know, breaking like they're dirty. They're the cheapest. During the Brady era, they were the fucking worst. The Steelers, I just don't like them because they have as many championships as us. I don't like that. I don't like. They're always good though. Their Steelers are never bad. And neither are the Ravens usually, for that matter. But and then there's the Jets. I don't hate the Dolphins, and I certainly don't hate the Bills. I like the Bills. I want the Bills to win a Super Bowl. I think that would be cool if the Bills won a Super Bowl. But I just want the Jets to be perpetually terrible all the time. And so I'm looking forward to winning tomorrow. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope, and we're gonna win. All right. You can bench Matt McCabe. I know, right? Okay. No, I don't mind the Packers. I like the Packers. I used to live in Wisconsin, as a matter of fact, but I don't remember it. I was very young. My brother was born there in Madison. I didn't read your turtle chat, Laura. We refresh it. Did you just send it? Resting bitch face sends $5 and goes, I forgot to add the only thing your costume was missing was boinking nipples. I know. I needed some cones. Or something. Laura, I'm looking for your turtle chat. If you sent it here, I don't see it. And I was listening to Trump today on Joe Rogan. It was so good. I can't believe that happened. But, okay, hold on. Yeah, there's an election coming up, too. I don't know if you guys know that. I've been so into Karen Reed, I'm just not talking that much about the election. I saw the Washington Post. People are freaking out because they didn't endorse somebody. They love it when the newspaper's like reaffirms that, yes, everything you believe in is good. That matters to them for some reason. Basically, they're paying the newspaper. Like, if you don't say exactly what I want you to say, I'm not going to subscribe to you anymore. Right. No, who doesn't like the Lions? I mean, the Lions are great. Who doesn't want the Lions to win, you know? She just put her live private. Who did? Have you ever hung out with Felger? No, I've never met Mike Felger before. I used to call into his show a lot, but no, I haven't. Yeah, Bob McCarthy, the costume last night. Brad, he disappeared. I don't even think I saw him there. I saw the pictures online. It was fucking awesome. I don't even know if I saw him there the whole time. The Aggies win. Nice. Awesome. Good. The Lions do need a championship. Baltimore itself is dirty. I know I live there. No, we've all watched The Wire. They need to clean that shit up. Most realistic show ever. Yeah, the Bears. That whole division is stacked. The NFC North is, I mean, you might get 4 playoff teams from that division. I read a chat from Laura earlier. Thank you. Yeah, okay, I thought so. Okay, good. Sorry, I'm just trying to read these comments. I saw that, yeah. All right. So anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a night, but I love you fine people, and keep up the great work, and we will see you guys all for the next episode of Turtleboy Live on Tuesday. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.